and spectators of this broadcast, all rise and please kindly remove your caps as we honor this great nation, the singing of national anthem. Brought to you by the one and only Anthem Lions. Right after this quick ad.
Hello, everybody. It's the coach. This is a special edition of the NFC Championship game on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got a great one on tap between the Seattle Seahawks and the Los Angeles Rams. I'll join you again at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from earlier this afternoon. But for now, it's Sunday Night Football. And on the call, as always, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, thank you much. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. Coming up, it's a battle to represent the NFC in this year's Super Bowl. And we've got a classic in store between the Seattle Seahawks and the Los Angeles Rams. Hello, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. The postseason continuing here on EA Sports. And, man, it is electric in here, and it should be conference championship time.
Let's not start an earthquake. Los Angeles, come on. I know you love your football, but chill.
Every guy I've ever talked to has all
you are
said
going
the
to
same
be
thing.
the loudest
This
house
game,
in the
conference
NFL.
Championship game may have more intensity than even the Super Bowl because you know what the stakes are. You're trying so hard to get to the big game that this is the one that's the real challenge.
This, the loudest house in the NFL. Although Seattle, 12th man, is known for that. But seems like we got it.
One of these teams will represent the NFC in
Kansas
the Super
City,
Bowl in 2 weeks' time.
you're next.
Which will it be as we're underway in the NFC title game? So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. They'll be led out by their 5'11" quarterback from Wisconsin by way of NC State, and that's Russell Wilson.
He's always been an incredible decision maker on the field. Takes care of the ball really well, puts his team in the right positions, makes sure the play calls are accurate. Also was a minor league baseball player. Didn't hit very well there. I think he made a great career choice picking football.
And his first look is incomplete. Tyler Lockett was
What the hell is that?
And now it's second down. And with this offense, what about DJ Fluker?
Came out of Alabama, could play tackle, could play guard. He's so big, Brandon. I think he
Yeah,
plays both
D.D.
at the same
Westbrook
time.
and Earl
An
Thomas are
incomplete pass
fucking
leads
great.
to second and 10 from the 25.
No, wait, Kelly and Mack, my bad.
Here's
Shit, I wonder where
Rashad
Thomas
Penny,
is
first
actually.
carry for the former San Diego State Aztec. First down Seattle on a pickup of 13.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync,
They seem
as
like
we're
it,
seeing
but
so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're
my
playing
defense
off of
can
each
always
other,
clutch
while
up no
controlling
matter
the
what.
defensive front linebackers. You're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Seahawks, watch the tape.
Time for a look
Don't
at the
throw near
defensive
Keekly.
starters now for the Rams. Well, they were very very strong in that victory from a week ago. And last week in that victory, they were pretty good. Probably a pretty easy film session, I would imagine.
And after a performance like that, so many people think you just roll into film, take your popcorn, kick back, and enjoy the show because they played well. I can just tell you from experience, after a win is when coaches come down on you harder because they want to emphasize all the mistakes that happened because you won. You're in a good...
And Owen coughed it up. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way. And some room to maneuver.
These guys did not watch the tape.
What a score on the fumble return. Touchdown, LA. And on a stage of this magnitude, the conference championship, so many early game jitters can happen, so that scores a big relief to a coach.
Yeah, no one wants to mention that in the locker room before the
Don't
game. No
ever
one says, hey, listen, don't fumble
go in his
don't
area.
do this
Ever.
because you don't want negative thoughts. That's why getting off to a good start
That's what hurt
is
the
so
Cowboys.
huge for everyone. The first score in the conference title game, massive.
Extra point from McManus is good. And that makes the score 7-0. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown.
Roby on the assist with Kuechly on that touchdown score.
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So out now comes the offense.
Hey, you guys should know where Kuechly is by now, Seattle. Don't go in this area.
The Seahawks offense. They'll need to come from behind if they want to play in 2 weeks as they trail early in this NFC Championship game. Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard. 2nd and 11. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want
nowhere to escape.
Adam
Gottis. Adam Gottis able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
It's a gain of 7, and that'll bring up 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. So the Rams in great position here.
Looks like they got to him early.
They'll be led out by a former Pro Bowl quarterback out of the University of Georgia, Matthew Stafford.
Matthew Stafford is a big-arm guy who's learned how to temper some of his throws. Actually has added a lot more touch and accuracy as his career has gone along. Big-time confidence in his arm, though. Any throw you want, he can make it.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Stafford. Towards the end zone for Brown. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Marquise Brown, 36 yards. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you give the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, and we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does. McManus's point after is good, and that'll make the score 14-0. And they're able to get the connection on a long touchdown pass. And that's one of the easiest drive summaries you'll ever see.
One play, 36 yards to the house.
And that'll carry over the the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first two drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into first downs and hopefully points.
They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Don't ever run it near Kuechly.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense and at times will actually make checks just like a quarterback would on offense to get them into the right defense.
You are going
they definitely were on that play. How about that?
to Luke Kuechly's direction all the time.
And he completes it to Westbrook. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. On second down, here's Penny. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, last drive they went 3 and out.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now it's Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. This throw complete, Wilson finding Lockett. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Eckler. And he is met quickly in the backfield.
Folded like a lawn chair.
Folded like a lawn chair.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
2 minutes remain in the first half of this NFC Championship. A reminder, as we've done all year, we'll send you to Orlando for our EA Sports halftime report in a bit. The coach is with us per usual as we start to look ahead.
Flag. That's the
potential
first.
matchups in this year's Super Bowl.
Break it down, coach. Break it down.
So a decent game, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now Wilson. It's caught. Lockett. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum. Because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone and get you 6?
Oh, should have ran to the left.
Field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. You got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. He's going to rifle one deep left side. It's caught inside the 25. A big play there just before halftime. 53 yards. On 1st and 10, Stafford.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Stafford, that's caught. It's Thomas. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Ian Thomas, as the first half is winding down. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Extra point from McManus is good. And the lead is up to 18 now. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And the result for the Rams, a touchdown. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
On 2nd and very short, Wilson, now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Wilson now nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's 1st and 10. The open man is Westbrook. Now
3
whistles and
seconds
a timeout
left
with
on the
3
clock.
seconds left in the first half. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Final play of the half. It's Wilson. He lets it fly for Lockett. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. So we've reached halftime. Who will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl?
We will.
2 more quarters to go. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks. As always, one half remains in the Battle of the Sea. He will take home that George Halas Trophy and represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. We'll get back to you guys in just a moment. But first, time to look ahead to the AFC Championship coming up later today. And it should be a great one as well, as it'll be the New York Jets trying to get to their first Super Bowl in 50 years doing battle with the Kansas City Chiefs. So with that, let's get you right back out for the second half, as one of these teams will represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. To find out who, let's turn it back over to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Los Angeles Rams versus Kansas City Chiefs.
In the balance as the second half now underway in the NFC Championship game. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession.
And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's second down now. Shaquille Griffin in on the stop defensively.
There you go. That's going to be better.
He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Escapes the defender. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 31 yards there and a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. Touchdown, LA! Mark Ingram, 35 yards. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. Well, something about this team, you just felt like they were one of destiny all season long. And they made themselves today, as you can see, the class of the NFC.
Yeah, and it's starting to look more and more like a Super Bowl trip is very much in their future.
And the fans starting to book those tickets. McManus now for the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. So that drive, 4 plays. And it's Mark Ingram who caps it off with a touchdown run. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the third. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Pressure comes and Wilson's going to go down. Derek Wolfe. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Adam Gotsis able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
No, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. That's taken on the 25. Oh, and now he bowls him over. It takes a touchdown-saving tackle to bring him down as he goes 32 yards on the return. And the Rams are going to start this drive in great field position as they take over.
Here we go, D. Kill.
Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes us forward for about 6. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. 1 quarter remains until the NFC crowns its champion. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And some room to work. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. 27 yards there, a first down.
Hey, we haven't been around the entire time football's been played, but we have studied our history, and there have been some great backs who've been accused of running out of bounds to protect themselves. But back in the day, many people didn't like that. But now,
and he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Mark Ingram, his second touchdown of the night, as his guys continue to pour it on. Nice execution there. Good job by the O-line getting him in for the second time.
And you always have to start with credit there when you're having a big game. I mean, you don't get there by yourself. That's rare. But how about the ability to see the proper holes, pick the proper place to go, and find his way into the end zone?
McManus's point after is good, and the lead will swell by one more. One play, 2 plays, touchdown. That's all it took there. A very short and sweet drive that got him in the end zone. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working and call more of that.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
Partney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go, and let's see who's faster.
This one into the hands of Metcalf. First down Seattle on a pickup of 13.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's Wilson to throw. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Wilson. On the screen, this is Eckler. Give them 5 on the screenplay, and that'll set up a 3rd down. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Throwing again here, Wilson. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
And here now the offense heading back out there. And they have made this look easy. Now, there's not supposed to be anything easy about the NFL playoffs, but this lead, yes, they're at home, but this has been impressive.
And we hear all the time when upsets happen, teams go on the road, that maybe home field advantage isn't all it's cracked up to be. But you and I both know the reality is teams really fight hard to get it. Why? You don't ever have to change routine. Everything's familiar going into the game. It makes things easier, and that has paid off for them in a big way in this contest.
Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they march off another 15 against your squad.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there of 20 yards. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. This one complete to Coleman. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. Stafford going to throw it.
No.
Eluding the pressure. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown.
Not going to throw. That's a hole wide open for Stanford to run through.
Well, this was a pass all the way, but he just kept buying time, didn't he? It was kind of like, wait.
See the hole?
Oh, it's open.
Boom.
Time to hop,
Touchdown.
and go. And boy, was he successful.
Yeah, didn't go to the outside toward the pylon, just straight ahead, middle third of the field.
Shortest distance between 2 points. Straight line.
Extra point from McManus is good. And that will extend this big lead. Just a 4-play drive that time. And a 9-yard run on the end of it. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
A pass there complete to Westbrook. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. First down Seattle on a pickup of 13.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well. But
a moot point there as they were able to connect. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Now Wilson to throw again. He'll get this to Eckler. That'll pick up the first down for Seattle on a gain of 18.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now it's Wilson looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. 20. And he will bring it back. It's an interception return for a Rams touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Now McManus for the extra point.
Pure luck. I didn't know they were going to throw it to the right, so I'm just like, you know what? Move the pass coverage to the right and intercept it for a touchdown.
But then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And out now come the Seahawks. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better
thank
with the
God that
football
was incomplete.
So the last one didn't bother you too much last time.
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. The Seahawks on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Game over. 49-3.
And they get to hoist the Hallis Trophy. Unbelievable victory. Moving on to the Super Bowl.
I only hope that these players understand exactly who is behind that trophy. George S. Hallis, one of the creators of this great game of football of ours and creator of the NFL. What an amazing feeling and an amazing accomplishment.
And that'll close the books on the conference championship. For Charles Davis, myself, Brandon Gunn, and our entire crew, we'll talk to you in 2 weeks from the Super Bowl.
So, Kansas City, you guys are next. Right after the 2-week break.